What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today we're reacting to let me move myself out the way. When Shikamaru destroyed Hidan to complete the get back of the century. You already know when Shikamaru lost his father, but hey, we about to just jump straight into it. This is Kage the Don video, so you already know to tune in, like, and subscribe. You feel me? With those noties on for him too. You've been showing all love to everybody, y'all. All right, let's jump into it. Bow.
Hey, so boom! The scene kicks off with Kakashi, Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru tracking down T.
I can't even lie to you. I always been in love with Ino.
Scene kicks off with Kakashi, Ino, Choji.
Ino been a baddie for real, but yeah, I already know who my favorite girl is. Hanada. 1000%. Stop playing with me.
Choji and Shikamaru tracking down Team 10's biggest op, Kakuzu and Hidan. As you can see, we got a much better squad on the scene this time. Much better might be a stretch, but it's an upgrade for sure. I don't know what kind of perk 50 Tsunade was on while making that C-tier 4-man squad, but she basically set them up for failure. If I was Shikamaru after that gruesome showdown, as soon as I touched back down in the league, I would have bum rushed Tsunade's office and knocked every blonde hair follicle out her head. But instead, like the wise man he is, he put all of his energy into getting his get back. As Kakuzu and Hidan continue to walk towards the lead, Ino manages to use her mind transfer jutsu on a hawk to pinpoint their exact location. And just like that, they now have the drop on the zombie combo. So Shikamaru wastes no time putting that big brain of his to use. As Kakuzu and Hidan continue to walk, Shikamaru tries to discreet.
I'm eating some yogurt right now, so don't mind me over here. I'm gonna make sure I don't chew in your ear. I hope I'm not chewing yogurt, but you know what I'm saying. Let me just continue. My fault, yeah.
Extended shadow stitches to trap both of them. Unfortunately for Shikamaru, they immediately feel his presence and jump out the way. But as soon as they land, two paper bombs come raining down on them. Hidan blocks
things happen.
One with his sight, while Kakuzu blocks the other with his hardened arm. But before they could even retaliate, Shikamaru jumps in the air and throws two more paper bombs in their direction. So of course, they instinctually dodge it. But to both of their surprise, the paper bombs didn't detonate at all. And that is when they realize they've been got. Yes, sir, let's go. See, that's too easy. Now, as happy as I was watching this, I was still in no mood to celebrate. All I desperately wanted was for Shikamaru to finish the job with a quickness. But this nigga must have not learned from the last time, because homeboy hit the same cocky smirk he did when he thought.
I was about to say, like, when I was watching, I was like, why are we smiling? Like, I don't get this in anime. If I'm writing an anime, I'm gonna do that shit realistic. If I catch somebody like it, I don't give a damn. Fuck all the Dragon Ball Z power-ups. I'm not letting you charge up. I'm at your throat. The minute somebody gets to doing some, boom, I'm there already. What's up? I'm here. Fuck is we talking about? Fireball? No, fuck, I'm here. What you mean fireball? I'm here. No Rasengan? I'm here, Naruto. I got you. No, I'm here. I'm telling you, every time I'm on somebody's body, that's why you can't let no black person know anime, because they finishing that shit quick. Boy, just like Killer B. Fuck that boy Sasuke all the way up.
First time. He then jumps down and starts explaining to them how he was able to trap them by using his chakra blades and aiming it at their shadow so that it could absorb their chakra and yada yada yada. Now this is cool and all, but Shikamaru, respectfully, shut the fuck up. We not trying to hear that, bro. Cameraman had this symbiote twerking in my face for a good 10 seconds. We did not need to see this. Shikamaru also must have been traumatized by that sight, because he wasted no time and quickly rushed at Kakuzu while rapidly swinging his sight. Kakuzu continues to dodge the blows, but his back eventually gets pinned to a tree. And that is when Captain Obesity comes crashing down on Kakuzu's head with his spiky human boulder. Choji then comes sliding out of the dust, and now they're waiting for all the debris to clear. But to absolutely nobody's surprise, that shit didn't even make a scratch. Of all the people on this squad, you must have been out of your mind if you thought it was gonna be Choji to make the first day. Absolutely not. Now Kakuzu's explaining to them that his special ability is being able to harden his body when needed. So to put it short and sweet, physical attacks are essentially useless on him. But mid-explanation, Kakashi pulls up out of nowhere and puts a Chidori in his back. You see, this is what I'm talking about. People often underestimate the element of surprise. Stop letting these these niggas get full-on TED Talks in, especially when you're working with a time-sensitive
I'm
jutsu such as
telling you.
Shikamaru. Kakashi can see that Shikamaru's grasp on Hidan is slowly slipping away, so he knows he has to act fast. Kakuzu with Kakashi's arm still in his chest meat.
I would have did this shit 20 minutes ago. What is we talking about? The minute, boom, trapped them with this shit, I would have been already, like, I'm here. Like, I'm telling you, the episode is not lasting 20 minutes. It's up. I'm telling you, bro, that shit is done.
He continues to grunt and moan for a bit longer until finally...
We had powers in real life, bro. People is fucking shit up. Let me tell you this. Like, it ain't gonna be... I ain't gonna lie. If you give everybody in the world powers, I think we'll last like 2 hours. 2 hours before somebody starts another genocide. For real. I think 2 hours. People getting to learn it first hour. Second hour, people's getting back on they bullies. Back on their siblings. Back on everybody. It's gonna be a war, bro. People have way too much hate in this world to have power. This shit would be over. This world would be done. I promise you it would.
He drops to his knees and collapses on the ground. As big of a victory as this was, there's still no time to celebrate. Kakashi knows Hidan's also not one to mess with, so he quickly boots up his Chidori and runs towards him. But right before he could call game, this green-eyed zombie freak kicks Kakashi in his ribcage, sending him crashing into a tree. Like, how? They can't keep getting away with this. They just won't die. Kakashi just Chidori'd this man through the heart. Even had that man groaning and moaning, and you're telling me he's still alive. And to make things even worse, this man rips off his robe and reveals this ungodly build, and now the demons are trying to claw their way out of his body. Bro, look at their faces, they're traumatized. Got my man Choji in the back reconsidering his life choices. I feel him though. A sight like this would have had me passing around my resume to every shop and restaurant in the league. This shinobi lifestyle is not for me. Finally wears off, and just like that, the zombie duo now has the advantage. But to everyone's surprise, before they could even start throwing hands, the demon with the mask that Kakashi broke suddenly collapses. So now Kakashi knows how to take them down. Just as Kakashi begins to formulate a plan on how to beat this man, Hidan comes charging in at full force, swinging his scythe at him.
Yeah, I could not fight him, boy. Oh, man. I could not fight him, man. He's an issue.
Every which way. Kakashi manages to block and evade all of his attempts to draw some blood, but that's when this Babadook comes flying in out of nowhere, then hits both Hidan and Kakashi with a wind-style pressure damage jutsu. That jutsu was so strong that it causes this huge tornado-like wind, destroying all the trees around it. But that was just the beginning.
Awaken to a world of wonder.
Shikamaru tries to stop the blow, but he was just too slow. Nigga whipped out a scroll talking about some, oh no, too late. Brother, what was your plan here? Cause you were definitely watching him charge up that attack for a hot minute. You even whipped out the scroll in anticipation of the attack. So how are you too late? But you know what? I guess quick reflexes isn't really his strong suit. Right before the lightning blast could turn them into bacon, Kakashi jumps in the way and saves them from the devastating blow. I don't even gotta gas him up for real. This just what he do. It's another day in the office for real. Kakashi really the least MVP. But y'all not ready to have that conversation. My man just jumped in front of 200,000 gigawatts of lightning just to save these ninjas who aren't even his students. That's a stand-up guy right there. But you can low-key tell that he's getting a little pissed off from carrying the team now. Cause Ino's ditzy self finally comes out of her hiding spot just to ask him if he's alright. So Kakashi says in the most
well, I would have told Ino, get in the corner and look pretty for me. Please. Just get in the corner and look pretty for me.
Good way ever. Well, I'm still standing. Now, to a normal person, that answer might have not raised any red flags, but I have a keen ear for passive-aggressive undertone and sarcasm, so let me provide you with the translation. Are you alright? No, I'm not alright. You see me fighting for my life against these heathens and you over here still hiding in the trees. Pitch in. Now, after a few more seconds of staring each other down, Kakuzu finally breaks the silence and says, you saw through the jutsu with your Sharingan. But what about this next one? Then one of his Babadooks step forward, opens his mouth, and begins to hit them with the most intense fire-style jutsu I've ever seen. That jutsu was so strong they were too stunned to move. They eventually all managed to jump out the way and take cover, but Kakashi doesn't even get the chance to land because Hidan's already on his ass. Kakashi blocks his first swing, then the second. He dodges the third blow by jumping back, then weaves one of his...
Yeah, I love the way he fights though. Am I the only one? His whole character I really love, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Kicks. Hidan tries to catch him off guard with another swing to the face, but Kakashi blocks both attempts, then jumps over the third. Now Hidan really got Kakashi on his heels. Yuken then reveals that all 5 hearts are from ninjas he's defeated, which also makes sense as to why the Babadooks have such a different yet strong chakra natures. But the conversation quickly takes a disrespectful turn when Hidan interrupts and says, "You leaf ninja, bury your dead or what?" Knowing Kakazu, he'll totally want us to go digging up for that cash cow of his. Now that comment specifically was enough to get all of them fuming, but Hidan didn't stop there.
He was already a downer, though. Seriously, that guy with the beard went down like it was nothing, you know? You must have been his students then, huh? With a loser like that guy teaching you, you're pretty much screwed.
And that one right there really struck a chord, especially with Choji. That boy's face turned red as a tomato. He was ready to crash out for sure, but they managed to hold him back. That was until Hidan said, "You're not all bent out of shape over that chump. Fatso." Hey, I can't lie, that was a
I
good
don't
one right
remember
there.
that.
I might have to add that to the
I don't even
collection.
remember
Dude
that.
said bent out of shape. Get it? Because he's morbidly obese, like he not in shape. He can't run. That comment was Choji's last straw because he breaks free from Shikamaru's grasp and charges at him. Look at that boy, smiling ear to ear, getting ready to taste some of his blood. That junk probably tastes like Skittles, cupcakes, and Doritos. He can't wait. But right before he could get a sample, Shikamaru uses his shadow possession jutsu to stop him dead in his tracks. So Hidan jumps up to chop him in half, but Kakashi meets him in the air and blocks him with his kunai. So Hidan quickly kicks Kakashi to the ground, and now he shifts his focus onto Kakashi again. Shikamaru then releases his hold on Choji and chews him out for being so careless, but my attention was very much elsewhere. Peep the sound he makes when he falls to the ground after being released. Brother, how are we supposed to take you seriously and you doing shit like this? You
Bro.
deserve every insult
Please don't show me that trash ass kick at. Please. Don't do that again.
that's ever been thrown at you. I just want you to know that. After briefly getting chewed out by Shikamaru, he turns around only to be met with Kakazu's meat right in his face. So he gets up and tries to hit Kakazu with a fat punch, but Kakazu catches it, flings it away, punches the food particles out his mouth, gives him one to the gut, and elbows him so hard that he goes flying into a tree. Now getting done up like this was bad, but it happens to the best of shinobi from time to time, so he could have lived that down. But this next part proved that Choji does not have that dog in him, nor a cat. He got an obese dwarf hamster in him at best. This man Kakazu teleports in front of Choji, and once he looks up to see who's in front of him, this was his response.
No. You lying. Bro. Oh,
have you
fucked him up.
Are you not embarrassed? Have you
knowing that shit was gonna happen to me? Shit, I might have. I would have said no too. Fuck it.
Oh shame, bro. Look, he look like he about to piss his pants. This is beyond.
Knowing I was about to
aura.
get
This
pierced
man
through a
is
tree.
in aura debt. He got to file for aura bankruptcy after this. This was tragic. Shoot, almost made me stop the vid here. But you know I had to thug it out for y'all. And just for that, y'all already know what to do. Bro, you see the timestamp on this video. You know I was working double overtime in that kitchen. Run the like and hit that subscribe.
You already know I got you.
The cameraman then cuts back to Hidan still chasing down Kakashi. And boy is he making him sweat. Kakashi's still not even attempting to get some hits in, just straight blocks and dodges. 1 flip, 2 flip, 3 flips. This is not the Olympics. Nigga wanna be Simone Biles so bad. He eventually takes one huge jump to put some distance between him and Hidan, but while up there, he's instantly met with a giant fireball from this Shinigami. It spams 3 more fireballs, but just like vegetables attempting to enter Choji's mouth, they all miss their target. Kakashi jumps onto another branch to try and catch his breath, but the lightning Babadook pops up behind him and tries to laser off his cheeks. Kakashi, of course, evades that attack too, and now he's free falling through the air. Before he could even touch the ground, the wind-style Babadook comes flying in out of nowhere and starts firing off these demon breath blasts. Now I know I've had a lot to say about Danzo's old nigga hot breath jutsu before, but my mind can't even fathom what those smell like. You see the power and spice on those blows? I know that smell like some stuff I've never smelled before. Kakashi, she's probably out there getting a nose full of eternal damnation and tortured souls. All 37 inches of Choji's blubber. But before he could make the incision, Ino quickly throws a kunai at him to distract him, and as soon as he dodges it, Shikamaru uses his shadow possession jutsu to try and capture him. So Kakazu turns around and starts moving.
Bro, yeah. Shikamaru's really smart, but like at times, like I wouldn't even want him around me. Like I don't want him as my teammate. Cause you telling me every day I gotta squirt with somebody with Shikamaru hoping he can get their shadow somewhere like this. Come on, bro. Shikamaru, I need help. Where your hands at? Please, help me fight somebody. Man, that shit ain't doing shit, bro.
Moonwalking his way around his jutsu. The lightning Shinigami quickly rushes to Kakazu's aid by trying to strike him with lightning, but Shikamaru surprises us all and hits this clean dance revolution routine to evade all the lightning strikes. That boy did not miss a beat. I didn't even know he had those in him. While Shikamaru's still distracted, Kakazu extends his arm and grabs Ino and Choji by their neck, and now he's just slowly squeezing the life out of them, giving them that same no-name chokeout special. While they're over there struggling for air, Kakashi and Shikamaru are both just trying to stay out of the Babadook's grasp. That is until this fire style one hits Kakashi in his back. And now our goat is laid out on the branch. Hidan with his evil laugh slowly walks over to Kakashi, raises his sight, then chops Kakashi in half. But of course, with such an easy opening, it did not surprise me at all when it turned out to be a shadow clone. Shikamaru, now activating his WIQ, decides to spin back for Ino and the plate cleaner, then proceeds to use this scroll to summon a bunch of water. Now I can't lie, I was confused watching this the first time, but then I remembered it's Shikamaru, so of course I had to let him cook.
Spike rush.
Oh, yo.
Win. Show me where to go.
And boy,
Homie is throwing so much commercials at me. I might gotta beat his ass, bro. What the fuck is going on?
boy did he cook up something delicious, because he ends up using
Kill
Kakazu's
him, though. The
lightning
minute I get
Babadook
ass,
against
boy.
him. See, this is why I let Mr. Big
Y'all gonna hate me when I get ass. And let me continue this video.
Brain cook. I just know that tight ass ponytail is improving the blood flow to his brain. You see how we use the water to help electrocute him? Because the water conducts electricity by using Darwin's, Einstein's theory, both of their theories, with a neutron and electron. Bro, real talk though, to all my science majors, wouldn't this move end up electrocuting Ino and Choji as well, since the human body can conduct electricity? But shit, what do I know? The only thing I remember from science is whatever Bill Nye taught me. Shikamaru ends up throwing a paper bomb kunai at Kakazu, so Kakazu ends up dropping the 2 bumps to save himself. And that is when Kakashi and Shikamaru rush in to save them. Now Kakashi and Shikamaru are mapping out what they should do next, and they eventually come to the conclusion that they need to split them up. Ino volunteers to take on the task of luring Hidan away from Kakazu, but they may as well have just burst out laughing in her face, because Shikamaru wasted no time shutting that weak ass idea down. You know good and well you couldn't handle that. Don't make me tally up everything you've done this fight, cause your Tony Snell ass stat line is not looking pretty. Out here averaging 4 screams and 3 gasps every fight. Please go sit down. Besides, Shikamaru ain't no wuss. This one's personal, so he knows he has to be the one to finish him off. Before he heads out to take care of business, Kakashi hands him something which he quickly puts in his pocket. And if you're like me, I know your nosy self was zooming into every pixel to see what was in his hand. But in the words of the legend himself,
that's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Shikamaru slowly walks towards them, then proceeds to blitz Hidan with his shadow possession jutsu. But Hidan quickly jumps out the way. Kakashi soon joins in on the action by jumping in front of Kakazu and attempting to slice him open several times. And after all these missed swings, Kakazu blocks Kakashi's blow, forcing him to drop the kunai. And now the two of them are really throwing hands. This that S tier hand-to-hand combat right here. Kakashi never disappoints. Even Hidan couldn't stop watching. That is until Shikamaru tries to rush him with his shadows again. Kakashi and Hidan are still down there going blow for blow in the water. Chonkla's drenched as hell. But if the wet feet wasn't annoying enough, Hidan finally gets him with the leg sweep, but he misses with the right foot head stomp. Hidan tries to leg sweep him again, but Kakashi's not falling for that twice, so he jumps in the air. But Kakazu extends his symbiotic arm, grabs his ankle, smashes him into the ground twice, then throws him into a tree. He then rushes right towards just the water coil. We then cut back to Hidan, and this man Shikamaru still got him running from his jutsu until he whips a chakra blade at him with one of his shadow stitches, forcing him to jump. But little did Hidan know he had a second one to throw. So while he's in the air still, he whips the other chakra blade at Hidan's shadow, and from the looks of it, that man is cooked. There is no way he can recover from this. What is he gonna do? Jump in midair? We finally got his ass. This man really dug his sight into the tree, then used it as a platform. I can't even get that mad. This was low-key cold. But right as I began to lose hope, this man Shikamaru comes running up the tree ready to punch the teeth out of his mouth. Yeah, that's what the f I'm talking about. Who said my boy just a camper? He really Mayweather with this jump. The punch does get blocked, but it doesn't matter because the shadow possession jutsu is now complete. So Shikamaru wastes no time and sprints towards the forest. He eventually stops and starts throwing a bunch of kunais with paper bombs bombs and strings attached to them. But not too long after that, we see Shikamaru's shadow possession jutsu wear off. So like the fiend he is, Hidan manically sprints over to Shikamaru with his rod withdrawn and slices his cheek open. He then licks the tip and begins his transformation. Now this—
Pause. Yo, pause, bro. Why did he say it like that? Hear how the way he said that.
And slices his cheek open. He then licks the tip and
Bro, why did he say it like that? He then licks the tip. I don't know.
begins his transformation. Now this was about the time I was expecting Shikamaru's plan to kick in, but then we get this shot of his face and my stomach immediately sank. Why does he look this worried? Is he cooked for real?
That boy just got some good acting. Yo, if he hit me with one more commercial, if he hit me with one more commercial before this video end, I'm beating his ass.
Stabs his hand, begins to draw his blood circle on the ground, and now his preparations are complete. He raises his rod in the air.
This is what I'm talking about. He was on the ground, just letting him draw a blood circle. Like, what is we doing?
Same way he did to finish Asuma off, then shoves that junk through his stomach. And that is when Shikamaru starts moaning and groaning. I almost shed a tear. Sounded just like Asuma. My impatient ass couldn't wait any longer. Let me know what the plan is before I tweak out. But no, my wish was not granted, and this man falls to the ground. Hidan starts to let his guard down and begins to turn around to walk back to Kakazu. But before he could even fully take a step, Shikamaru gets up and slices his neck meat open. He realizes he didn't cut deep enough though, so he quickly restrains him with his shadow strangle jutsu. And this is when he explains his whole plan from start to finish. To put it into as little words as possible, Shikamaru fed Hidan Kakazu's blood instead of his. Hence why Kakazu was clutching his chest like me after a Harvey's bacon cheeseburger combo with extra bacon instead of Shikamaru. It turns out the object that Kakashi passed him earlier was a blood sample from Kakazu that Kakashi managed to get earlier when he stabbed Kakazu with his lightning blade. And to complete the last stage of the plan, Shikamaru put the blood on Hidan's blade, and the rest was history. Now, as impressive as this was, in the words of Kobe Bean Bryant, job not finished. I'm not giving him no props until that man is dead. And from the looks of it, it seems like Hidan won't be put to rest just yet, because he somehow manages to resist Shikamaru's shadow strangle jutsu, then starts chatting his ear off about Lord Jashin while raising that rod to put it right through his back. But before he could finish sucking the skin off of Lord Jashin's Johnson, Shikamaru sticks out his hand like PG hitting that half-court 3, then hits him with this Miles Morales, nah, I'ma do my own thing ass bar. He talking about some
Thanks anyway, but I can save myself.
He then hits Hidan with the shadow pull jutsu, and now he's wrapped in all these paper bombs. After making sure the cameraman secured the IG flick, he throws his sword at this marking in the ground, and soon the ground begins to crumble below Hidan. He continues to put on this tough guy act, but his ego is quickly shattered when Shikamaru tells him that only members of his clan are allowed in here. So honestly, it doesn't matter if he's eternal. Once you step foot in this forest, they could watch you for eternity. Shikamaru finally attempts to complete the last stage of his plan, but he's unable to get Asuma's lighter to work. That is until the ghost of Asuma taps Shikamaru on his shoulder and says, let's smoke on that Hidan X Lord Jashin pack together. And finally the lighter lights. So Shikamaru slowly walks over to Hidan and hits us with another pair of beautiful bars before tossing that lighter at his forehead.
It's the will of fire. The will to protect our village.
What He didn't even take a step back, just straight watch the explosion happen right in front of his eyes. It doesn't get any more gangster than that. After basking in the moment for a bit longer, he walks over to the deep hole and sees Hidan's dismembered body at the bottom. But of course, this annoying ass pest is still alive. He's still going on about Jashin this, Jashin that, but Shikamaru puts him in checkmate with this bar right here.
Right now, the god you should be worried about isn't your stupid Jashin or anyone else. It's me. Because I'm the one who's about to pass judgment.
Then he throws his paper bomb kunai into the hole, and as it explodes, all the rubble falls on top of him while he's still giving his Jashin speech. But the rubble finally settles, and our ears are met with a peaceful silence, thus marking the end of a legendary battle. Overall, a double S tier. Hey, what about Hidan and Kakashi?
Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, he might come back in Boruto, y'all. I've been hearing a lot of stuff. He might make an appearance in Boruto. We about to see.
Look, that man had 4 more hearts left. His fight would have been a whole nother 20 minutes. And who computer I'ma edit that on? Cause I'ma tell you right now, the one sitting in front of me does not have the capacity. I don't usually do part 2s, and I'd say I'm a pretty generous guy, but I'm not Oprah Winfrey generous. That Kakashi and Naruto vs Kakazu fight will have to wait. Cause how the hell Naruto gonna pull up after 50 minutes of action, then take another 20 to pack him up? Oh nah, they're getting their own video. But anyway, a capital W fight nonetheless. Kakashi did what he needed to do as usual, boxing against unfair odds. Choji and Ino really just pulled up for moral support. And of course, our ghost Shikamaru pulled off the get back.
Choji and Ino didn't do shit. Felt like they did more when I was watching that when I was younger. I don't know. Alright, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Remember, go to his channel. His original video is going to be linked below. I love that, though. Peace out. Love. Bow.
Let it get tough. Back then the kid was a joke. I done fucked all of that hoe that I want. I'm getting money, can't claim that little